Abducted Kaduna female doctor freed after 10 months. Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau confirms recovery of 5 more bodies from Rivers helicopter crash. TCN restores power supply in some northern states. Away from Nigeria, post-election protests in Mozambique leave 10 dead, dozens injured. Good afternoon and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. The news in detail. A female resident medical doctor at the National Eye Center in Kaduna State, Ganiat Popola, who was kidnapped by bandits in December 2023, has finally been released after being held captive for 10 long months. Popola, a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology at the National Eye Center, was abducted alongside her husband Nuruddin Popola, who is a military officer, and her nephew Folarami Abdul Mugni, who lives with them. The kidnappers had earlier demanded a whopping 40 million naira ransom, which was paid, after which they released her husband on March 8, 2024, and refused to release Popola and her nephew. Popola and her nephew were, however, freed on Wednesday evening, bringing an end to their terrifying ordeal in the hands of the abductors. The president of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, Tokbe Oshundara, expressed immense joy and relief over her release, thanking everyone who contributed to their safe return. The kidnapping of the medical doctor and her family members highlights the growing concern about incessant abductions and ransom demands by kidnappers in the country. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has confirmed the recovery of 5 bodies following the helicopter crash last Thursday. NSIB spokesperson Bimbo Oladeji said in a statement on Thursday that it has mobilized 2 vessels equipped with side-scan sonar to broaden the search range. He said 4 additional side-scan sonar units are en route from Port Harcourt and will be deployed on Thursday morning to enhance search coverage. The Sikorsky SK-76 helicopter carrying oil workers crashed on Thursday after leaving Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The Transmission Company of Nigeria says it has successfully restored bulk power supply through its 330 kV Ugwaji Pure Transmission Line 1 as of 4:56 p.m. on Wednesday, following the completion of the repairs on the vandalized section of the line. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the spokesperson of the TCN, Ndidimba, on Wednesday. She said, with the restoration of this line, the Apir Lafayette 330 kV transmission line 2 is now operational. Also, bulk power transmission has been restored to Lafayette, Makurdi, Jos, Kaduna, Kano, Bauchi, and Gombe states. The northern region has been without electricity for over a week. The outage was said to have been triggered after the tripping off of the 330 kV circuit transmission line between Benue and Enugu. The transmission line between Shiroro and Kaduna was also affected. Meanwhile, residents in select areas of Adamawa State are breathing a sigh of relief as electricity was restored following a 10-day statewide blackout caused by the Transmission Company of Nigeria. According to eyewitnesses, power was reinstated in Sangere and parts of Jimeta around 10 p.m. on Wednesday. Mubarak Aliyu, a resident of Sangere, confirmed the development, stating that the lights is back. The partial restoration has sparked optimism among residents who eagerly await the full reinstatement of electricity across the state. The Nigeria Governors Forum have expressed empathy for Nigerians on Thursday morning, acknowledging the severe economic challenges in the country while voicing optimism that President Bola Tinubu's reforms would soon yield positive results. Imo State Governor and Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Hope Uzodinma, disclosed this while reading the communique issued at the end of the forum's meeting held in Abuja at the early hours of Thursday morning. The chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum outlined the governor's position during a media briefing following the NGF meeting in Abuja. He noted that governors acknowledged the importance of these measures in securing the nation's energy resources and improving the efficiency and resilience of NNPC's production and supply chain, as well as to ameliorate the sufferings of Nigerians. Other issues highlighted while reading the communique includes NGF partnership with African Medical Center of Excellence aimed at improving health outcomes and accessibility for all Nigerians, collaboration with the DSS to safeguard the nation, among others. The Rivers State government on Wednesday has appealed the Federal High Court Abuja's judgment which restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria from further releasing allocations from the Federation account to the state. This came as the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, celebrated one of the failed attempts to impeach him by the Martin Amaewhule-led State House of Assembly, loyal to the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. The state's Commissioner for Information and Communications, Joseph Johnson, said the judgment had been appealed, expressing optimism that the appeal court would overturn the judgment. He said the pointers to the anticipated judgment were glaring, adding that they were unperturbed as they had already instituted an appeal against the Federal High Court's judgment. Cross River State Independent Electoral Commission has engaged no fewer than 9,843 ad hoc staff to conduct the 2nd November 2024 local government area and wards election. Chairman of CROSIEC, Ekot Edith Boko, disclosed this when they distributed sensitive electoral materials at their Calabar office Thursday morning for the conduct of the said elections. Boko explained that 3 of these ad hoc staff will work from each of the 3,281 INEC-recognized polling units across the 18 local government areas of the state. He added that 460 supervisors, 18 returning officers, and 196 collation officers were trained and will function during the elections. Displaying samples of these sensitive electoral documents before IPAC officials and newsmen, he debunked the speculations that the results of the elections were already written. The national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Yusuf Dabo Dantale, has accused governors of appointing their loyalists as local government chairmen under the guise of elections. He has therefore appealed to Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State to take the initiative and support the abolition of state electoral commissions. Dantale stated this during a seminar to celebrate 25 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria and the achievements of the Fintiri administration over the past 5 years. Gibson Swadigo reports from Yola.
The special advisor to the Adamawa State Governor on Inter-Party Affairs, Buba Balajada, hosted a one-day seminar at the Government House Banquet Hall titled 25 Years of Uninterrupted Democracy in Nigeria and the Achievements of Governor Ahmadu Fintiri's 5 years in office. Addressing the stakeholders, Bala emphasized the importance of democratic practices which have served as a guide to the good governance demonstrated by Governor Fintiri. He highlighted the areas that distinguish Fintiri's administration from its predecessors.
So with this, we found out that by this time we needed to celebrate 25 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria and Adamawa as a whole, and also to look at the achievement of His Excellency in 5 years. How do we vet that? We don't do it, you cannot mark your script yourself. So we went ahead to invite the national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, who came in with his entourage, and about 5 other state chairmen, who has gone round to inspect the projects of His Excellency Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, feeling satisfied and even asking where he gets the kind of money he uses. In doing that, he is so satisfied and he gave him an award.
IPAC National Chairman Yusuf Dawood Dantele made a presentation on inclusive governance, emphasizing the significance of good governance in the democratic era. While commending Governor Fintri for his exemplary leadership, he urged him to spearhead the movement to abolish state electoral commissions, thereby ending the practice of appointing council chairmen under the guise of elections.
The same law that creates federal government is the same constitution that creates state government, is the same constitution that creates local government. So, and what we are saying is that the local government, as the closest government to the people, should be allowed to, should be democratized. The people should be at the grassroots, should be allowed to choose who they want. The governor should not pocket the local government using SIEC as an instrument. The State Independent Electoral Commission, the elections being conducted by SIEC do not meet minimum standard of election. It is not election. It is mockery of democracy.
Governor Ahmadu Fintri was represented by Bello Amandiram, the Commissioner Minister of Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Reintegration, who received an award of excellence on behalf of the governor.
Many awards were given to him, and on his behalf, we are very, very happy for receiving these awards. And because it is not the award, but rather the spirit behind giving the award and finding him worthy of such awards. So we are happy about it, and I know His Excellency is equally happy about it.
The guest speaker, Professor Wonotanzakan Tagoa, praised the Fintri-led administration, particularly for its achievements in infrastructure, education, and security. Gibson Suadugo, Trust TV News, Yola.
Moving on to other stories. The Borno State government has set up a 13-man committee to demarcate boundaries and control development of unauthorized structures along water banks and flood-prone areas. This follows the recent flood in Maiduguri and some local governments in Borno State that killed many and displaced millions. The Executive Secretary of the Borno State Geographic Information Service, Adam Bababe, said the agency is halting illegal development of structures to safeguard communities and prevent future disasters. Bababe noted that the state government will intensify efforts to promote regulated land use practices in vulnerable communities. He disclosed that more than 1,300 structures have been marked as illegal and urged the committee to make recommendations and submit its report after 2 weeks.
Unfortunately for us, just some few days after the flood, when the water started to recede, people started to construct right inside the river banks again. Unfortunately for this agency and urban planning board, before we could identify or see them, it was the executive governor himself that saw them. And immediately he drew our attention. We were thoroughly warned that if anything should happen henceforth, we will be held responsible. As such, we have to be proactive. As such, within the mandates of our organizations, we will ensure that nobody develops within the river banks, the buffer zones, or the waterways.
We have seen what happened on 10th of last month. Lives and properties have been lost. For those who are on the waterways are the innocent ones, where waters are not even expected to go. We have seen a lot. Nobody has ever expected. We know there is issue of climate change, but what happened? The major cause of Maiduguri water flood is the negligence of illegal developments on waterways.
The family of a 19-year-old orphan, Lawal Idris, who was killed last Saturday during the Kaduna State local government area elections, has told Trust TV that they have left his killers in God's hands. A guardian and an uncle to the deceased, El Yakub, said this during an interview with Trust TV News at the family's residence at Kawo, Kaduna. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
According to the family, the incident happened at Kawo, Kaduna during the local government election.
On the day of election, when I was somewhere by Kawo Road, when we heard some sounds of tear gas and shootings.
El Yakub expressed shock at the news of Lawal's death, noting that the boy was not at the polling unit during the chaos that ensued.
Some boys came, they ran to come to me, they said, something happened. I said, what happened? They said, Lawal is shot dead. Shot dead in what sense? They say in his shop. I say, did he follow the gowns of the children rallying around? They say, no, they was shot inside his shop. He was locked even.
El Yakub, an elder brother to Lawal's father, said he had been caring for Lawal for the past 8 years since the boy's father's death. He said efforts to save Lawal's life were futile as he was declared dead at the hospital.
Then I went there, I saw what happened. Before I came, they rushed him to the hospital. The hospital, they took him first, they refused, Manal, just behind my house. They refused to take him because of that. Because no police report. They took him to another hospital behind, just along what do you call it? This Ngwandosa, Rafunguza. The moment they were there, before even seeing the doctor, he passed on.
He claimed that the security personnel deployed to the area fired tear gas and shot into the air to disperse the crowd, adding that this led to the death of Lawal.
Whatever God does, He knows better than we. I leave everything in the hand of God. According to, but I was not there. Maybe if I was there, maybe it would have been double at least. So those that witnessed, they say it was group of police, because there were about 61 group of police vehicles. Those 61 group of police, they should have gone to Binungwari, Bush, or anywhere.
El Yakub urged the community to be patient and allow the authorities to conduct their investigations, noting that they had reported the incident to the New Barak police station in Kawo on the day of the tragedy, before Lawal was buried according to Islamic rites. When contacted, the State Police Command Public Relations Officer ASP Mansur Hassan confirmed that the family had reported the incident to the police. He stated that an investigation had commenced to ascertain what actually happened, as other security personnel were present at the scene on that fateful day. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And to developments in business, oil marketers have again written a letter to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery expressing their willingness to buy refined petroleum products from the $20 billion plant. They disclosed this on Wednesday following Tuesday's remarks by the president of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, that marketers were not buying products from the Lekki-based facility. Dangote faulted the continued importation of petrol by oil marketers and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, despite the fact that the commodity was being produced by his refinery. He raised the concern in Abuja on Tuesday after he was summoned by President Bola Tinubu alongside the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, and the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Mele Kyari. Responding to this, on Wednesday, oil dealers under the aegis of the Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria and their counterparts in the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria said they were willing to buy petrol from Dangote. They specifically stated that they had approached the refinery a couple of times to express the interest of their members in lifting refined products from the plant. We'll take it away from Nigeria now. At least 10 people have been killed and 63 injured by gunfire in Mozambique during protests following disputed election results, medical associations reported. Demonstrations erupted after Mozambique's Electoral Commission declared the ruling party, Frelimo, the winner of the October 9 election, extending its 49-year rule. Opposition groups and observers claimed the election was marred by fraud. In response to the protests, police used tear gas and live ammunition, with Interior Minister Pascal Ronda stating that security forces acted to restore order amid violent protests. According to a statement from the Medical Association of Mozambique and the Order of Doctors of Mozambique, between October 18 and 26, 73 shooting incidents were recorded, resulting in 10 deaths. Human Rights Watch independently confirming 11 deaths and more than 50 serious injuries noted that actual numbers might be higher since many injured did not report to hospitals. Also, one person has been killed and 73 injured in Taiwan, where Super Typhoon Kong-Ray, one of the most powerful storms to threaten the island in decades, made landfall. The Central Weather Administration said packing maximum wind speeds of 184 kilometers per hour, Kong-Ray slammed into eastern Taiwan on Thursday afternoon. The streets of the capital, Taipei, were largely deserted as heavy rains and fierce winds lashed the city. Island-wide, nearly 35,000 soldiers were on standby to help with relief efforts. Work and schools across Taiwan were suspended on Thursday as people hunkered down before the storm. More than 400 domestic and international flights were cancelled, while all ferry services were suspended, and nearby, nearly 100,000 homes have lost power. Finally, in sports, Tottenham Hotspur will host Manchester United in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. The draw for the last 8 was done after the conclusion of round 4 fixtures on Wednesday. Tottenham reached the quarter-finals after defeating Manchester City 2-1 in Wednesday's game. United, under the new interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy, thrashed Leicester City 5-2 at Old Trafford. This would be the second meeting between both sides after Spurs triumphed 3-0 at the Theatre of Dreams earlier this season. In another quarter-final appearance, Arsenal will welcome Crystal Palace at the Emirates. It would be Southampton hosting Carabao Cup champions Liverpool, while Brentford will be at St James Park to battle Newcastle United. And on that note, we've come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again.